the records
I will endeavor.
at the council.
I will endeavor.
All right?
I will
Thank
endeavor.
you. Council, you may proceed.
Any other question from the commissioners before we proceed? Yes, so let's proceed. You are explaining the lodgement log,
Exactly.
and you were explaining what it contains.
Exactly.
Please come back to that and then we proceed.
And every week,
Yes,
like on Thursday, on Friday, before the close of business, this lodgement log, a copy will be sent to the CEO, and the copy will be sent to the Director of Finance.
now first for you to be clear, what will be contained in the log?
The log, like I said before,
Yes,
before they come for submission,
Yes.
we already knows what they've collected in the field.
yes,
And their names will be attached to the amount of money they've collected.
yes,
So when they come with their bank slips, whatsoever they deposit will write under the bank name. And if there is any variance, we will state it that in the log. So at the end of every week, we submit this lodge or copy to the CEO, Director of Finance, and the Chairman.
and the chairman.
Exactly.
Now the log, and you have said, I think they will sign against the findings.
Yeah, exactly.
So if they have a balance, let's say for example, it is found that they have collected $50,000 and they only deposited $20,000.
Yes.
The balance, they will know that they have.
They will know.
They have a balance.
They will,
So
they will know. The CEO will know.
yes,
The Director of Finance will know.
Yes.
The Chairman will know.
so if a revenue collector comes and says that he was surprised to be told by someone else or by a report that they have an outstanding balance, would that be a fair comment?
Yes, knows that revenue collector is not, appearing before the audit.
Okay.
Yes. So if you don't appear before the audit, obviously, your space will be blank, because we would not know how much money you've, deposit to the bank.
Yes, but for anyone that you have found that they have a balance,
Yes.
they would have known.
They would have. Yes.
So if they say they don't know, that would not be true.
No. That's not true.
That would not be true.
No.
And when you write to the CEO and the finance director, will they normally respond to you?
Only this, the system audit of 2020.
Yes.
That's
Who was the CEO in 2020?
This Modu Jonga.
Modu Jonga.
Yes.
And the director of finance?
Alaj Dauda Jeng.
Alaji? Dauda Jeng.
Yes.
And they responded?
They responded the system audit of 2020.
Is the respond in the audit?
Yes,
Their
in the
response?
audit, yes. But the other ones, I haven't received any response from them.
Okay. And who was the chairman in 2020?
Sirifo Sonko.
Do you know whether they write to these revenue collectors regarding their shortages?
No, at one point, one of my subordinates told me that, well, these in fact revenue collectors they were not written to.
Yes.
And one of them told me that I in fact inform one of them that you have suppressed this amount of money and you need to settle it. So I don't know whether they have been written to or not.
Mr. Barry, how serious is it in Brikama Area Council regarding the fact that revenue collectors will suppress the revenue that they collect? How often is this? How frequent is it? And how serious is it?
This is a normal occurrence. Be candid, and it's all boiled down to the weak internal control system.
It boils down to what?
Weak internal control system.
What do you mean by that?
Yes, because these revenue collectors are working under the line managers.
Yes.
And these line managers should play their supervisory rules. That they should make sure that all money collected by the revenue collectors are duly banked accordingly.
Yes.
And okay, for instance, if the revenue collectors were not banking all the money they've collected, and these, lodgement logs, were passed to the Director of Finance, I think the Director of Finance should order the line managers, to make sure that, these revenues were recovered and
but are these line managers also not revenue collectors as well? Do they not collect revenue?
No.
They don't collect revenue?
No. Whereas they do collect revenue, they don't, have machine, or they don't sign any GTR, in our CRBR. Yeah.
Now we will show you one cash book. Please show the witness the cash book of one Bakari Drame. We will go into in depth with relation to your findings probably when you come back tomorrow. But just for a sample purpose, Bakari Drame, you know Bakari Drame?
Yes, I know him.
What he's a revenue collector in Brikama Area Council.
Yes.
You have made some findings against him.
Yes.
Do you recall these findings?
Yes, I think it's in one of my quarterly reports and even six.
Yes, in one of your quarterly reports, it was found out that he has a shortage of $37,000 in the first quarter, and $108,000 in the second quarter 2022. This you recall. Now he had said, he testified here, he had said that he was advised to come and reconcile with your office, and when he did the reconciliation, your office said to him that instead of $108,000 and $37,000, he only has a balance of $6,000. Is that correct?
Not to my knowledge.
Not to your knowledge. What do you mean, not to your knowledge? Please speak into the microphone.
Yes. These are reports presented to the management.
Yes.
And if Bakari should have any evidence,
yes,
to refute that, claim,
yes,
he should, present that, evidence to the management.
Yes.
So that the management can, respond to the query accordingly.
Now, your quarterly report, which he made reference to in his statement, is for the period of, let me read, 1st April 2022 to 6th of July 2022. It was found that he collected between these periods $353,000, and he only deposited $108,800. Yes. Sorry, that is the outstanding balance.
Yes.
So he had said, if he is to be cleared from this, or let's say before that, how would you come up with this finding for Bakari?
Yes, this period, as I told you, they were using machines.
Yes.
And what they've banked,
yes,
is what they recorded in their cash book.
Yes.
And the printout we have, all the transactions in the printout, is not in the cash book. So meaning we normally, total the printout, the amount on the printout, less it with the amount he banked, and we have the variance that's that's.
And he will sign the logbook.
And he will sign the logbook, yes,
to indicate that he is aware of this.
This
balance.
Very well. Unless at that time, if at all, he was not reporting to the internal audit.
Okay, which also you will still know by reconciling the accounts.
Yes, exactly.
With the printout.
The printout, because
from
IT. There the printout will be like blank. He will not sign, and we're not going to have any amount that he make that lodgement into the bank.
Did your office, your body office, did not write any clearance for him to say that he is cleared from this finding?
Not to my knowledge.
So if he says that he was cleared by your office, that would be false?
That will be false.
Is that not the case?
Exactly.
And the same thing goes for other collectors as well. So for anyone, have you ever cleared anyone? I know you have already said no, but in your recollection, have you ever had an instance where a revenue collector will come and query their findings?
No, that's why in the, below the recommendations in the finding, you see management response.
Yes.
There. So that management response hadn't been, they should be cleared. Management should come, with justification and evidence to prove beyond all reasonable doubt that this person is cleared. Then below that, the audit, the auditor's comments will come under that this particular so and so
has been cleared.
So
apart from that,
yes,
no one can, no revenue collector can come and say that I was cleared.
I was cleared by the internal
audit.
No.
Because there's no evidence of that.
There's no evidence of that.
That's very clear. Now, Have you had an instance wherein the management engaged you regarding all these findings of these revenue collectors, all of them in relation to their shortages, meetings of any kind, disciplinary actions being taken? Are we aware of any?
No.
You're not?
And in fact, that put me in a very funny situation and in a risk environment.
Please explain how.
Yes, because these are the people who I do make findings.
Yes.
And make recommendations to the
Yes.
management. And if there is no disciplinary action whatsoever taken against them, and these are the people, they are my colleagues, seeing them every day in work. And a good example I will give you is Aliu Sane case.
Aliu Sane. Who is Aliu Sane?
Aliu was a Lansing collector who was posted in Fonyi.
Yes.
In 2020, he went to Fonyi to collect licenses. Then, we are just starting the digital, machine. But there he went and used the GTR to correct those license revenue. So comparatively, the amount of money that was collected last year and the amount of money he collected that year, that was in 2020, the difference was, very significant. So
how much?
This I cannot recall, but it's like in hundreds of thousands.
Difference?
Yes.
You mean it was more than $100,000?
Yes, meaning what was collected, the total revenue collected for Lansing in the Fonyi,
yes,
the previous year,
yes,
and the amount he collected this year,
there was vast difference.
Yes. So that, click something that maybe there must be certain irregularities over there. So I engaged the CEO that I will make a visit to Fonyi, and this was in the month of Ramadan. It was a very tedious exercise. I went from vendors to collect their original receipts to record. And when I come, I demanded his correspondent cash book with the exhausted TR, and one of the TR was never surrendered. And when I prepare my report, but okay, during that time I was called by the chairman, the then chairman of the council, in his office. He told me that, do you have a cordial relationship with that said collector Aliu? I told him yes. I don't have any problem with Aliu. Our relationship is very cordial. He told me that, I understand that you embark on an audit exercise in Fonyi. I said, very well. And he told me that, not all collectors want to go to Fonyi. I told him, okay. He told me, so if this man have to sacrifice and go to Fonyi, so, you should know how to go about with the exercise. So I told him yes. From his office, I went to the CEO.
The then chairman. Who's the then chairman?
Srifo Songo.
Srifo Songo.
Yes.
Please proceed.
From there, I went to the CEO. I informed the CEO about our conversations I had with him in his office.
Which CEO is that?
Modu Jonga.
Okay, go on.
And I told Modu Jonga that, but I will not gonna relent. I will go ahead with the exercise. So,
what do you understand from the then chairman's statement to you?
Yes, literally, the understanding I got, is for me to drop the exercise.
Okay.
So after, when I compile my report, I give the benefit of the doubt to the collector concerned to respond to the query, because it was a draft form at that moment.
Yes.
So he told me that, have you talked to the chairman, the collector himself, Aliu? I said,
No.
Aliu Sane.
Aliu Sane.
Have you talked to the chairman? I told him that yes, I have talked with the chairman. So he told me that, don't you know the chairman is my uncle? I said, oh, I never knew, he's your uncle. So I told him that, but try to, respond to this, draft report. He's telling me that, no, the money you know, that's, you know, I used it to cure my leg, you know, because I was, you know, riding on a bike during the council work,
Yes.
and my, you know, my legs, you know, got some fractures and stuff. So I told him that, you know, then, meaning what is in this report, do you consent to it? He told me yes.
How much was it? Do you recall?
This or less I recall. I see the records. You know,
Which year was that?
this was in 2020.
The 2020 system audit. Is it a system audit?
No. This was, you know, not the system. This was a special exercise of its own.
Do you have the report?
Yes, the report I can produce you with it. You know,
Tomorrow?
inshallah. Yes, I rose to the office. I will try.
Is Aliu Sane still a revenue collector?
Yes, I'm coming. I'm come to that because it's a kind like a, you know, long story.
Yes, please proceed.
Okay, when I you know, adopt it as I used to adopt this, because if you don't respond, I don't have any alternative but to adopt the draft as a final report.
Yes.
When I adopt that as a final report, I send it to the authority. They told Alu to contest my report. And in fact, Alu wrote to, you know, them, the management, that, you know, I'm just recounting him, and that, you know, I'm seeing him that he's like moving with certain people in the council, because then council was divided. You know.
You mean he wrote that in the letter?
In the letter.
Do you have a copy of the letter?
Yes, the letter was copied. No, the letter was copied to me. I was copied to.
Do you have the letter?
Yes, I can find out. But that letter must have been with the CEO.
Okay.
Because the CEO, you know, it was copied to
Yes.
the local service commission, and then the council says, okay, now they will nullify my report, and they will tax the establishment committee to go into Fonyi to do their independent, investigation.
You mean the council said they would nullify your report?
Yes, not in fact per se the council, but, you know, the chairman then.
Yes.
Yes. So my report at that moment was nullified, and the.
How was it nullified? How?
I mean, you know, that's, you know.
It cannot be just nullified by word of mouth. How did they go about nullifying the council? What do you mean when you say that?
No, based on the allegation, the boy, you know.
No, I understand. I just wanted to be clear. If you say it was nullified,
Yes.
what do you mean it was nullified?
Meaning it's not authentic, because the boy says I'm having a personal vendetta against him. That's, you know.
Did the council write to you to tell you that your report will not be accepted or is nullified? Or did they write to you, or how did they communicate to you?
No, the councils, you know, through the CEO,
Yes.
wrote to me for me to respond to those allegations that the boy, you know, level against me.
Do you have that letter, sir?
That later, yes, I can provide that one.
Thank you.
I will. I think, you know, in fact.
Please proceed.
So when the establishment committee went, they came, and, you know, this was like, you know, more than 1 month, they said they cannot find anything. So they wrote to the service commission, then the service commissions have to write to the Directorate of Internal Audit for them to go to Fonyi, also to do their independent investigation.
Wait a minute. The establishment committee went and said that they could not find anything.
Yes.
What do they mean by that?
Meaning, you know, when they went on the ground, that's, you know, they cannot find anything, you know, tangible, you know, that's it.
As in what you found was not true.
Yes, exactly. So when this, you know, the personnel from the Directorate of Internal Audit went, after, you know, for like, you know, fortnight, maybe this was like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they come out with a report that's, you know, their report collaborated with my report.
That is the
directorate, the personnel from the Directorate of
Internal Audit.
Yes, led by one, you know, Basir Cham at the time.
one Basiru Cham.
Exactly.
Do you have that report?
That report, yes.
Yes.
I can produce that report, you know, when I go.
Please, I thought you'd have come up with all these reports. If you
No,
have known you will be given
you know,
so much useful information. It has been very much.
It was not part of the, how to call it? The,
Find it.
No, the statement I give to the, you know.
You didn't tell the investigators about all this?
All this, yes, exactly. I didn't. it's just because of I'm elaborating. That's why
But then you have the report with you.
Yes, the report is
Please
there.
make sure you produce the report by tomorrow.
Yes, I will.
Now go ahead, sir.
I will. And they wrote to the Service Commission. The Directorate of Internal Audit wrote to the Service Commission. Telling them that their report collaborated with mine.
Okay.
But up to now, this Alusane, though he's not working, but he's receiving his monthly salary on a monthly basis. So
he is still not working. He is not working with the council since when?
Since 2020.
And he's still been paid.
He's been paid full salary. And why I'm telling you this is the risk environment. I'm in. That's why
I understand.
I'm elaborating. This is
it's a vital information.
Yes, this is a guy who is coming, seeing me on a daily basis.
I understand that.
So he knows that because of he is sitting at home, is because of my report triggered the one. So anything can be done to me.
But why is he still? Why is he not coming to work?
Because that's it. When it was something like he was interdicted.
Was he interdicted?
I don't know, but he is not working, but he is receiving his.
And this was since 2020.
This was
and
since
he is paid full salary.
Yes.
And do you know why? Did you question why he is paid full salary still? Sorry,
maybe,
sir.
Maybe at that time earlier, the relationship he told me that he's having with the chairman. Maybe.
Okay. But then the chairman is no longer there.
Yes.
But is he still being paid?
Yes, he's still being paid. But it's the prerogative of the service commissions to make certain dismissal. So, but up to now.
Very well. When you bring these documents, we'll proceed with that. But you said the name is Alusane.
Yes, Alusane.
Is that not the case?
Yes.
Good. Now, aside from that, like I said, we will go in depth in relation to your findings. And please don't forget to bring your 2 audit reports. You've already taken that one. Tomorrow, don't forget to produce the 2 audit reports. That is the audit system report for 2022-2023.
The final one.
Yes.
Okay.
And also the first quarterly report of 2022.
Okay.
You will need signed copies of these 2 reports by tomorrow.
I will.
Going by your statement as well, and your last paragraph of the first page, you had said that on the issue of non-updating of personal files and establishment register, it was disclosed during 2020 auditing period. The Office of the Internal Audit noted that some staff's files have not been updated and some did not have application letters. Please elaborate on that.
Yes, these are confidential record files of the staffs.
Okay.
According to the service rules, each file should contain the application letter.
Each file should
contain the application letter.
Yes.
The ID card.
Yes.
National ID card and certificate of character from the Gambia Police, and credentials.
Yes. Of course, when you are to be an employee, you have to have application letters, appointment letters, and so on and so forth.
Yes.
Your details must be present.
So if you see the annex attached, you will see certain staffs, their files, 1 or 2 will be missing. And
I don't see the annex on this.
This is what?
Your statement on the 23rd of November 2023.
November 2023.
That is your first statement. I don't think there's an annex to it. Is there an annex to it?
No, meaning this is a statement, meaning the audit report, I mean.
You mean the audit report?
Yes, the audit report.
Okay. Which of the reports?
This I think in the system audit.
The system audit?
2020, yes.
The one will be just tendered?
Yes.
Can we please request the system audit for 2020? Yes, you are saying the attachment it has an annex.
Exactly.
Please show us. Yes? So that will be on page 36 of the final report on system audit for the period of 31st January 2020 to December 31st, 2020. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
And you have Appendix 1.
Exactly.
This is the situation regarding the staffs that are affected.
Exactly.
You have Fatu Jata, a market collector, no application letter, file not updated. Jula Jata, rates and tax collector, no application letter, file not updated. Aliu Sonko, no application letter, no ID card, and TIN number, file is not updated, no minute sheet. And the list goes on. You have Fatu Dabo, the same thing, Anna Jata, no confirmation, no ID card, TIN number, file is not updated. Bidan Seka, Aida Jalo, Karamo Sajo, Bintu Manjang Fatu, Sambu Galosane, Modu Nyasi. And the list still goes on. So you mean all these people, their files they're not complete?
Exactly.
Did you write to the management about this?
That's it.
That is the audit report.
That's the report.
Did they respond to it?
Yes, they respond.
What did they say?
I think they said they will regularize it at, I don't know, first quarter of the 2020. Let me see.
Was that done? Was this regularized?
This, no, I don't think so.
Please speak into the microphone.
No, I don't think.
Do you know whether it is still regularized?
I don't think.
Why would it not be regularized now?
Lead council, our mandate is to make
findings, yes,
recommendations. So the implementations, is there.
Now the second paragraph of the second statement of your second page of your statement, you have said that there is no there's an inaccurate fixed asset register and no serialization of assets. It was discovered during 2020 internal audit exercise. The office noted that council was not maintaining an up-to-date fixed asset register, where all capital assets of council should have been listed. Yes, tell us about the fixed asset register of council.
Yes, there is no comprehensive fixed asset register of the councils, and most of the times, the inventory of the councils, items were not serialized. There is no tag, and you cannot ascertain the assets of the council.
Have you ever seen the asset register? Do they even have one?
No.
So it means, in essence, you are saying that there is no asset register for Brikama Area Council.
Yes.
So
at the time of writing this report.
At the time of writing this report.
Yes.
And this was in 2020.
This was in 2020.
Is there an asset register now?
Not to my knowledge.
Not to your knowledge.
Yes.
On did they respond to? Please proceed.
By any do you think there is an asset registered for 2018, 2019?
No, I said this was in 2020, and
yes, we've dealt with the 2020.
yeah,
Now I'm asking.
that was none.
They don't have
No.
any asset register.
No. At that time.
And you, as an auditor, how did you find the fact that the council, as big as Brikama Area Council, do not have an asset register, considering the activities that Brikama Area Council does?
Yes, during the audit exercise, we do demand these documents from the management, and failure to which means they don't have it at hand.
Yes. For instance, for example, now when they do their purchases, both fixed and disposable assets, don't these activities pass through you as pre-audit, at the pre-audit level, to know that they have these things?
No.
So they don't, all their contract activities, 2018 to 2020, when you did this system audit, when they do transactions or purchases for fixed and disposable assets, they don't pass through you?
No.
Thank you.
Yes, for the record, this is found on page 13 of the final system audit for the period of 1st January 2020 to December 31st December 2020. You have highlighted on page 13 and 14 that there is no asset register for the area council. Yes. So for all the assets that the area council have, if the chairman or the CEO or the finance director decides to use them for their own private use or whosoever decides to do that, you wouldn't know. No one will know, because there is no way you can trace the assets of the area council. Exactly. Please answer the question.
Exactly, sir.
Have you ever had an instance or ever been told about anyone that has ever had or converted these assets to their own personal use?
No.
You are not aware of any?
No.
You don't even know it even exists? You don't even know how many vehicles the
no.
area council owns?
No, but the vehicles I used to see, I can count on them, but maybe there can be another ones outside. Which
but even if you count, you don't even know where they bought the vehicles or even if they are on private use. I can have my own vehicle and decide to use the Brikama Area Council number plate.
That's it.
Is that not the case?
That's it.
I mean, it's a serious issue. Now, the next paragraph, we said on the issue of unsigned salary schedule. Now, before we go to that one, how are salaries paid at the area council?
Now I think maybe 90% of the staff are on the banks, but
yes.
Before we used to have certain staff paid over the counter.
And why is that? Do you know why?
No, I can't tell.
Please proceed.
Yes, so we'll have salary schedule like bank and cash.
Bank and cash.
Okay. So if at all you are receiving your salary over the counter,
yes,
there's a voucher that is raised.
Yes.
And each and every employee that's supposed to receive that salary over the counter supposed to sign against your name to receive your salary. So during the review,
yes, we
found out that there are certain portions that were signed in the salaries vouchers. So
yes,
that's
you have stated that on the issue of unsigned salaries schedule, schedule amounting to $32,922, 82 bullets. It was discovered by the Internal Audit Department during the 2020 audit exercise that the said amount was disbursed and paid to staff salary, staff as salary, without having the staff signed against their names on the schedule. So you are saying that the ideal way would be when they are paid, they have to sign against their name and the amount.
Exactly.
And for this amount, they did not sign.
They didn't sign. So you cannot ascertain
whether
the persons receive it or not.
So you can ascertain whether the genuineness of these payments.
Payments, exactly.
But before we even go there, do these payments pass through your office as internal auditor for verification?
At times.
What do you mean at times?
It's not regularly.
How often will they pass salary payments to your office?
At times, salaries before they make payments, the vouchers will pass to my office.
Yes.
To make pre-auditing.
How often will that be?
Yes, it will be varied.
Is it once in a while that they will do that, or
yes,
they
once
do
or
quite
two,
often?
but at times also, payments will be effected without voucher not passing to the internal audit.
Okay. So for these payments, did they pass through your office?
This payment didn't pass through my office. That's why I pick it up.
Who authorized these payments?
The
will be the CEO and the
chief executive officer is the accounting
officer.
So he will do the authorization for all payments.
Did they respond to that? Did this finding?
Yes. Go under. You will see the.
You said on the issue of unaccounted proceedings amounted to. You mean the next statement you said?
No. Yes. On that you will see management respond.
No, I am reading from your statement.
You are reading from my statement.
Yes.
Okay. Go to the system audit.
We will give you the system audit.
Yes.
Which page? On page 15, you have the issue of salaries, but we'll come to the issue of salaries regarding people in the same grade being paid different amounts. But for this specific issue, which page will that be? Will it be?
Okay, let me.
If I may assist, is it not at page 17? Mr. Barry?
17, yes.
Yes, you were referring to the management response, right?
Yes.
Would it not be contained on page 17?
Check page 76.6. Thank you, Madam Chairperson.
Yes. Page 17, there is a management response.
Yes, exactly.
Which says action plan, the observation to be verified.
Yes, exactly. That's page, is page 17. Yes, action plan, the observation to be verified and regularized. Then the responsibility means the personnel or officer responsible is the director of finance.
Yes.
So they said, final quarter of 2021, that one will be regularized.
But how will they regularize this?
This one, I don't think how would they regularize, because this one, is a payment that's...
It's already gone.
It's gone. Yes.
So how will it be regularized if they decide to pay this amount to themselves? Because if you don't, if the procedure is you must sign against your payment, which is the law, the procedure, and you authorize payments without. By the way, you said Mr. Jonga was the CEO at the time?
Yes.
And the finance director?
Alaji Dauda Jeng.
Alaji Dauda Jeng.
Yes.
And still now, they did not provide any tangible, any reasonable explanation as to why they authorized payment without the necessary supporting documents. Sir?
Yes.
Now on page 15.
15.
Of your system audit for 2020.
Okay.
Still on the issue of the payroll, you have made some observations.
Yes.
And I will read, you said, during our review of the payroll of Brikama Area Council, we noticed that some staffs were not being paid of the grades that was allocated to them in the establishment register 2020. We found out that there were some variances between the grade points allocated and the actual grade paid to some staff for the year under review. We also noted that some people of the same portfolios are having different grade points. We also realized that some staff that are of higher positions than others, yet still receiving lesser grade points, meaning paying higher grade to low position staff, that is staff with higher position. So can you explain what you mean by this?
Yeah, here basically it means like you see at times on the establishment register.
Yes.
For instance, you are paid like grade 8.2.
Yes.
Okay, when you go to the integrated pay scales,
Yes.
you see the columns. That's you need to be paid like the equivalent amount of money of
Yes.
grade 8.2.
Yes.
That's you will not be paid with that grade, meaning you will be paid lesser than that grade point.
Yes.
And also at times, you can see, and this, I think, most of the time is laborers
Yes.
affected, where a junior laborer will be paid more than a senior laborer. So these are some of the inconsistency we found in the payroll. That's why, we pick it up.
Now, on the same page, I have seen individuals that you have highlighted with respect to their grades.
Yes.
And the variances in their payments, and then somewhere underpaid,
Yes.
and somewhere overpaid.
Exactly.
Now you have the CEO, Momodu Jonga. You also have one Commissioner Dembo Jasi. Who is Commissioner Dembo Jasi?
Dembo Jasi is the head of the police department.
Police department.
Yes, at Brikama Area Council.
Where was it? Brikama Area Council.
Yes.
Do you have a police department?
Yes.
In the area council?
Yes.
Is he a police officer?
He's a police officer. He's a council police.
Or council police?
Yes.
And the same goes to Superintendent Fafa Sani as well.
Exactly.
It's a council police as well?
Yes.
So these individuals were underpaid. Do you know why there was the issue of underpayment of employees?
Yes, I think that the establishment register is not up to date, because the grade point.
Yes.
As I just highlighted, that for instance you're supposed to be paid 8.1.
Yes.
You go to the integrated pay scales, the schedule, the amount that corresponds to grade 8.1, you will be paid lesser than that amount. So this one of the factors that's leading.
How about the individuals that were paid differently when they are the same grade?
Yes, that one, unless the finance director can shed light on that, because these pay rules were under his mercy.
I mean, they should respond to this.
Yes.
But there is no response.
Let me go. Yeah, there was.
There was?
Yes.
Please tell us what the response was.
My recommendation was all the personnel of the councils must be paid salary in accordance with the grades in the budget. We are recommending that all the staffs that are affected should be paid a drawback of their salary differences. The management shall make sure that all employees of the councils with the same portfolios and ranks are paid with the same pay grades as stipulated in the budget. So the management response was the observation to be verified and regularized, responsibility Director of Finance, time frame final quarter 2021.
Was that done?
Not to my knowledge.
Let's go to your...
Sorry. Now, the table that Council just referred you to, you have made an indicative amount of money under the variances column. Did you see that?
Under the variance column.
Yes. For instance,
yes,
you said
exactly.
Chairman's driver.
Exactly. I've seen it.
Yes, Ibrahim Abba. You said the variance is 10,368.
Yes.
And the CEO, the variance is 12,000. And the audit clerk, Amadou Jobate, 17,000. Now this variance, you did not indicate in this column the periods that have been calculated to give you this cumulative amount.
Exactly.
So how do we know
exactly
what variance you are
period,
referring to and what is the time frame?
The intervals.
Yes.
Exactly.
So you calculated this?
Yes, that's once, needs to be developed.
Yes.
And develop on that.
For,
yes. You are very
for the
right.
purpose of
yes.
clarity, transparency.
Yeah. No, I understand.
Yes, because
from your perspective.
Anybody picking this up wouldn't know what time frame you are referring to,
the interval,
and how many months
exactly
you are referring to, and whether that has captured from the time they got to that grade point,
yes,
to the present grade point they are.
Yes, is the time they assume to this grade point and the time of writing this report. But,
yes, so but yes, but that should have been indicated in the
yes,
column here.
This
person was at this grade point from this year to this year, and or from this year to date, and this is it.
Exactly. Thanks for that.
Can you provide that information? Is it possible?
I will, yes.
Please do.
It can be possible.
Now, I see it's almost 1 o'clock, but I have the last issue would be the issue regarding there was a sale that was conducted. I don't know whether it was a sale or an auction.
Exactly.
Defense.
Exactly.
Yeah. One means the other, but the other doesn't mean the other. So you can have an auction, it will amount to a sale, but a sale may not necessarily be an auction. Okay. You understand?
Okay.
So basically, it says on the issue of unaccounted proceeds amounted to $24,000. It was observed by the Internal Audit Department during 2020 audit exercise that the council generated a total amount of $60,000 from bid sales. However, out of $60,000, it was confirmed that $36,000 was paid to GPA, and $24,000 was unaccounted by council. Please explain.
Yes, this was when they were opened the bid documents.
Which year was this?
This was in 2020.
Okay, go ahead.
But the management.
By the way, it can be found on page 21 of the report.
Oh, there, yeah.
Go ahead.
The management made a response that the balance of the stated amount was used for refreshments during the pre-site visits.
Refreshment?
Yes, that was their response.
Yes.
Bid opening and evaluation, refund of printing costs for bidding documents and sitting allowances. But evidence of this, was not presented to the audit.
What was it presented?
The evidence of this.
Because they would have had vouchers to be shown to the auditor.
Yes,
if they were making these expenses from these funds.
This is what I'm saying. That should have been the evidence. So
but it was never provided.
No.
So there was no justification as to where the $24,000 was spent on.
Yes.
I believe it's a convenient point on our side. We hand over to the commissioners.
Yes. So, Mr. Barry, we will see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow by
10 o'clock.
Okay, ma.
Thank you. We rise.